welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope all of you guys are in good health and spirits. So I'm coming back at you with another video. If this is your first time to my channel, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would most greatly appreciate it. For those who have already been here, thank you so much for coming back, and let's get started with this video. So the topic of my video, well, first of all, I'm starting school today, so I am just I'm nervous, I'm shook, I'm scared. So pretty much the topic of this video is I found out that I have a learning disability. So, and I'm being very transparent by coming out with this. So pretty much I found out that I have dyscalcula, which is like dyslexia, but for math. I've always had an issue with math. I've always had a fear of math. I always was never able to learn and obtain. Luckily, I am good at addition and subtraction and multiplication and pretty much division, but I can't do it like in my head off the top. So it stems back from childhood. I had a teacher when I was in 7th grade, and she basically like would torture me and like put me on the spot in front of the class. Like I was getting D's and fails, and I just couldn't understand why. And you know, she would call my parents all the time, and my grandmother was very strict. She was very much a disciplinarian. So she pretty much I would get like whoopings, I would get on punishment, I would get like ridiculed. So at that point, I like shut down from math. I didn't want nothing to do with it. I wanted nothing to do with numbers. In high school, I literally took pre-algebra, and then I took algebra in a summer course. So I only took it for like 2 months. And I think even then I pretty much copied off of people, but I just could not ever obtain and learn the formulas. So, after that, I was in 11th, I think I was in 10th, I was in 11th grade when I took the summer class. So from then all the way until I was about 32, I didn't know math. It was a hindrance of why I did not go to school, because I knew I would fail. I knew I wouldn't succeed. And I knew that math would be the roadblock that wouldn't help me be able to obtain, my degree or whatever. So I just gave up. And luckily, I guess being on my own early in life, I had to learn how to like manage numbers, how to learn how to pay bills, how to balance my checkbook, and how to basically budget money, budget groceries, learn how to coupon, and this 50 cent and that 30 cent is saving 80 cents and little things like that. So I guess my brain learned enough for survival, but in terms of learning just to learn it, I was never able to do it. So when I was 30, I think I was 32 or 33, I had to take, because I took the TSI in school, and there's like 4 levels. So there's the lowest level, then this level, then this level, then the top level, the regular level that you need to graduate. I scored the second from the lowest. So that means I knew a little bit, but not enough to get me to that top to where I could take that final algebra class. So I took that class, and I ended up getting a C because I had a friend that would help and tutor me and everything like that. So I got a C, which was like the most torturous semester ever. And I ended up enrolling for the next class, the next one high up. And then in that class, like the second week, the teacher was like, everyone has to do a problem, and you can't leave until you do a problem. And I just literally grabbed my stuff and I left. I just dropped the class. It makes me very nervous. It makes me very scared. Like I have a fear of it, and I guess it's stemming from childhood of when I would get ridiculed and bullied about not understanding the math or the numbers or the formulas. Like literally I go back to my parents being like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, are you stupid? Like, what's wrong with you? And I guess I just carry that with me. I've always carried it with me throughout my life. So I decided to go to therapy, for fear of math, because now that I'm almost at my end of my degree, I have to take a math class. So I took this one math class online, and I failed it, but I was told by an advisor at the school, like, if it's a subject that you're bad at, don't take it online, take it in person, because the teacher will get to know you and know how you work, and they'll be able to look at your work, and they'll be able to know you and understand who you are, versus if you're taking it online, they don't get to see you, so they don't know you personally. So I went to therapy for math, for fear of math. So when I went in there, my therapist was like, out of all the 25 years that I've been a therapist, I have never had anybody come in here for a fear of math. And I'm like, it's really a serious thing. Like, I am like mortified of taking a math class. So she was like, just asking me questions, and just little things like that. And she was like, you may have dyscalcula. And I'm like, well, what is that? And she was telling me that she suffers from it. She was like, I literally have no math skills. She was like, I failed so many classes. Like, you know, she's like, they made me take a test and come to find out I have a math learning disability. She's like, I think that you may have the same thing. So I went to a psychotherapist, and I went and took the test, and basically they tested you for your IQ skills, vocabulary skills, math skills, mental health assessment. I literally have a whole report of like all my diagnosis and everything that I have going on. I'll talk about the other stuff another day. But pretty much it did come back saying that I have a math impairment, a math disability. So he was basically like, everything that you felt all your life, you wasn't assuming anything. You weren't faking it. Like, there was something there and you knew it. There was just not a title for it. There just wasn't a diagnosis for it. So it automatically came off to other people as you weren't smart, you know, in that subject. But the thing is, I'm like great in English and history and, you know, psychology and all that other stuff. I got A's and B's. But when it comes to math, I'm just like, this is literally how I am. Just like I'm like a turtle in a shell. Like I just can't mentally function, you know. I mean, give me some money, I can count money, I can do this. Like, even when I've had cashiering jobs, I would always come up like $10 short, $5 short, $20 short, not because I wasn't trying to count. It's just either maybe I slipped through the dollars, or, but you know, it just always was something when it came to me having to deal with numbers. Like I said, when it comes to paying my bills and budgeting, I am a Viking at that. I'm amazing at that, but that's probably because I was forced. And that's what the therapist told me. He was like, you were forced to have to know these things. You had to buy groceries. You had to pay your light bill. You had to pay your water bill. So you knew that if you didn't have this money, then there were consequences. Or if you didn't budget properly, you weren't eating. So it was a force of when I had to learn how to budget when it came to the numbers. But I'm stuttering because I'm nervous just even talking about it. But so pretty much I got my disability papers. So I got the papers stating that I have a disability. So what I have to do is go to the school. I have to submit the paperwork, and they have to basically give accommodations. Like, pretty much this is like a real thing. This is like a law abiding situation. Like, there's a disability act in place. So I now fall under that category. And you know, when I got the results, I cried. Like, I really just cried because I was like, oh my God, like everything that I felt coming up, like it was real. Like, it was real. I wasn't tripping. I wasn't, you know, just being dramatic. I wasn't just being stupid. Like, my brain was not functioning in terms of this subject, in terms of these things that were being taught to me. And you know, one thing I do realize is everybody is different. Everybody can learn different. Everybody learns different ways, different levels. And you know, it's unfortunate that some people just can't grasp certain things. And it started making me think about, like, I wonder how many other people probably have it and don't even realize it because they just think they're not good at it. They just think that, you know, I can't learn it, so it's whatever. But, you know, you may very well have a disability. And it doesn't mean that, you know, something's wrong with me. It doesn't mean that, you know, I'm incapable of learning. It just means that that part of my brain can't grasp what's given to me, and I might need to learn it a different way. Like, I have a coworker at work, and when she explains things to me, I get it. Like, it makes so much sense to me. But when another person would give it to me, I'll be like, what are they talking about? Like, but it just depends on how something is explained and presented to you. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about it. You know, it's very, I was humiliated for a minute. I was very much like, oh my God, like, you know, it's you know, I'm going on 40, and to like find this out now, like I'm finding it out so late in life. And just imagine had I had someone say, hey, you may have this going on, go get tested. No one told me that. No one took the time. No one took the effort. No one took notice to me. No one said anything. And it's like, sometimes we can be overlooked. Our needs can be overlooked. Like, we need care. Like, if you see something going on with someone, tell them, you know, help them, because they may not know about like, I surely didn't know that there are accommodations for people with dyscalcula. Like, I had no idea. So now I have to submit my paperwork and see what type of accommodations they're going to give me. They may have to give me like extra time, take a few tests away from me. And then it doesn't help that I got diagnosed with severe anxiety. So literally right now I have to go to class tonight at 7, and I'm over here shook. I'm over here like nervous as hell. Like, just because it's like my last class. This is the last class I have to do before I can get my associates. And so I'm like, what if I fail? Like, what if I don't do good? What if I don't do this? But I'm like, well, can they fail you if they know you have a disability? Can they do that? Like, but I just wanted to come on here and talk because there's no telling who else has this. There's no telling who else out there that may see this video that might be like, oh my God, she looks normal. She speaks normal. Like, she's successful in her own right. She's smart, witty, whatever. And she has this going on. Like, literally my therapist is popping. She got 6 kids and married and therapist, got a master's, she popping, and she has it. So just because you have something that makes you different from a whole bunch of other people does not mean anything is wrong with you. It just means that you need to have a certain amount of care that can help you succeed as well. Like, I might be successful in all these other things, but in this little bitty little situation over here, I mean, we all are destined to have a flaw. I mean, I couldn't be perfect, I guess. But, this is my video. So I'm just gonna, submit my paperwork and go along with it and just see what happens. And, I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna give it my best, but I am scared shitless right now. Like, I even have a mild headache right now because I'm just sitting here thinking like, oh my gosh, like, luckily this semester I don't have to go to school twice a week. I only gotta go once. So that is a little bit of a relief, but it's just, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, again, math has not been a friend to me. Like, so I'm basically stepping out, in open waters, and I don't know what's going to happen. I already failed this class once online, so now I'm taking it again in person because the advisor told me that it's literally the easiest class for people who just want to do the minor. So I'm hoping that I get through it, and just wanted to come on here and express that because there's no telling what you may have going on that you may not even realize is a known issue, because a lot of us weren't given the resources. A lot of us weren't given information. A lot of us were just told just to get out there and figure it out for yourself. And, we've had to bump our heads and go through a lot of bumps, roadblocks, because we had to self-learn and just learn the hard way versus, resources being given to us. So just wanted to come on here and express that. So if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. And I will come on here and talk about my progress and yeah, so I will talk to you guys on the next video. I hope all of you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you later. Mwah.